Alright, with these ms290s, maybe 310s, and all the other in this class of Stihl saw, I've been having a problem with the rebuilt, with these rebuilt units, and the fuel line, and I'll show you what's been happening in this with this saw. This is one that is a complete rebuild. Now, as you can see here, okay, there's two problems that I've been having. Okay, number one is this grounding wire that snakes its way up in here. Now, what's going on, I think, is that's causing some problems. I think this is where it's supposed to go, but I think that's causing some sealing problems around the carburetor. So what I'm going to do, you'll see, I'll take that off. And then two, the next one, which is a very serious problem, is these aftermarket fuel lines. You'll be able to see this better when I get the carburetor out. But it just will not make this curve here, and it kinks. And it will kink right here where it makes almost a 90-degree turn. And so I have finally come up with a fix for that, and I will show you in this video what it is for both of the problems, okay? Because it was resulting in a bad cold start. It seemed like once it would get going, then it would be able to force the fuel through, but that's not a good condition either, because it's going to cause it to run in a lean condition. So I'll show you in this video how to take care of that. Take the carburetor out. Now again, this throttle is really easy to get out. You just press, I don't know if I can do it with one hand. I'm going to put this phone up here. Let's see if I can get this little thing rigged up here. That might work. Okay. Real easy, just pop it, then that will come out. Now, I just put gas in it, which I guess I should have waited. And so the only thing holding it in now is right here, the fuel line, and then the impulse line where it goes in. So, whoop, you see there's already pressure in there from the gas. See, opening that up and letting that vent a little bit allowed that to stop flowing. All right, so what I have going on here, what's been going on with these? You see, you can already almost see that this has already started to kink up. This in the original application, and I don't know, maybe even the other ones have problems with this. But you see here, you see how that kinks right there? Now, even it's gonna, once it's actually in there, it's even gonna be even more in a bind right there. So the solution that I came up with that worked was to actually move this inlet down to about like that. I could probably even go completely down with it, but about at a, let's say a 15-degree downward seems to work. So I'm going to actually show you what I did to do that. Because if you're doing this rebuild for somebody, you want it to last. You don't want somebody to come back and say, hey, this didn't work. Now the first one I didn't have any problems with leakage, and it's moving just as easy as it is now, as you can see right here. We'll see how that looks right there. So maybe like a 15-degree downward from where it was. I'm going to go ahead and take off this linkage right now. Now I have not fired this saw up yet from the rebuild. This is the second 290 complete rebuild. This was one that I had gotten ready for John before John Reed, the tree guy, and it just didn't last. It was before I started going into these and just completely going into them. I think it had some problems with being in the flood or something, and then all the junk that was in there got you know, thrown around inside of there, and it just scored up the piston really bad. Alright, so before I was able to get it in with it already attached, and that might be what I need to do. It's just a little hard, as you can see. I just kind of gotta squeeze it in there. Alright. I'm just getting it over that little attacher. Let's see if I can get that kind of moved up a little bit more. Now, while I'm actually, before I do that, I need to go ahead and show you about this wire and what's going on with the wire. Situations here, it's kind of pinched there. Okay, so in the other one, it was it had actually gotten pinched. So potentially some I don't think this is actually grounded to anything, but you got some potential problems if it does start grounding or something like that. You see, I even have to take that off to be able to. So I just moved it around here, okay, and it generally will not, the way that I've got it set up, it generally will not cause a problem or get in the way. Again, this has to be up at the top. Okay, put that back. Now we put the carburetor back on, and I'm gonna put the phone back up in here. Okay, got it in there pretty good that time. It is a little bit harder to get it in place. Again, I got to help it up over this connector right here. Try not to puncture it. See, I think if I had it any lower or downward, I think it would not do so well. Okay, try to get it up as high as I can. Oops, I gotta get this in place. Okay, and let's look at it. Alright, I'm gonna kind of zoom in a little bit if I can here. Turn the light on. See if we can see anything in there. As you can see now, let's see. I'm gonna try to look at it from the other side. Just again, looking for any kind of kinkage. We don't want that at all. As you can see, it has made contact with the impulse line, and it is looking Looking like I might need to try to maneuver it out here a little bit. I still have some kinkage. Looks like it. Yeah, so I'm going to I might go down with it a little bit more. Just trying to see what would be the best kind of Okay, so I'm going to try to go down with it a little bit more. Where is it? Where is it? There it is. Yeah, I was concerned about leakage after doing this. But I haven't had any problems. So now maybe 35 degrees off of what it normally was. Now then too, I got to keep in mind that wire actually might have been in the way. So I am going to could potentially, I don't think so. I could potentially go up above with this wire. I've got enough. I think I might do that. Just to see. You're not seeing anything, are you? What I'm saying is I think I'm going to go up above with this wire. I've got enough. I'll show you when I can get around to it. It'll need to be about right here while I set the carburetor in there. Okay. It is a little bit harder to get it over that connector. Little plastic connector. Okay, did make it. Okay, we got our wire here. I gotta make sure that the wire gets over here and doesn't get caught. We got our thingy here. Make contact with. Okay, that's not gonna work because it is hitting that plastic bottom. Let me show you. It is hitting that plastic bottom and kinking right there, so that will not work. Okay, back to the drawing board. Okay, so actually really I wish that it was kind of, I'm going to come back up with it. And we'll try that again. I think that's a little bit higher than the first one. down over the plastic choke lever easier. And the wire, that wire might have been what was causing the problem before. All right, so now I will show you how I'm going to attempt to route this wire. Probably should have, let's see here. I need to get it around the, okay. So the wire here, that was what needs to be on that side of the impulse, which will allow it to, okay. Now we're going to put it back in. Okay, now we're going to look at this. That looks pretty good. No kinking. Looks like it has a good bend. You noticed how it's not, it doesn't sit like they want it to. Kind of offset and down just an angle, allowing for that. This is a very important issue here with this saw and rebuilding it. I'm just kind of getting an idea. Definitely a whole lot better flowage is going to be going on there. All right, and then I would wrap this around here. And put this in place back here. Try to get it, see if I have enough room. Get it in there. I don't like that. That would get stuck. I'm going to tighten up the carburetor first. Alright, get that out of the way. We'll go ahead and tighten up the carburetor. Make sure it says top. Place this back up here. Alright, what are we gonna do with this wire? And we want to place it to where it won't get, you know, worn and stuff like that. Okay. So I don't have enough to wrap it around there, which I'm not real concerned about that. I think normal use and wear and all that stuff is not gonna... Like, I don't think the carburetor is grounded, because it's alright, so right now it's wrapping in the normal one. Oh, look at that. The vent goes around and attaches into the thing here. I always forget that. Okay, so tight. We've got, let's check it again. And that looks a whole lot better. I don't know, it's just it does appear the factory ones have a little bend in it. I have yet to see any of the aftermarket fuel lines have that little bend in it that allows it to keep from kinking. So again, lack of performance, running hot, a poor cold start, maybe idle problems. Let me make sure those, okay, connected. Okay, we got connections. Another thing is I've noticed that you might have problems with this spark plug wire staying on. Alright, so that's it. The fix for the aftermarket fuel line.